The coach pointed at a target and told the boy to aim his practice there, but this wasn't just any boy standing in front of him. He had trained in Kung Fu for years. To him, this football drill was effortless. Suddenly, a glass on the table nearby began to tremble. It seemed like the ground was moving, but in reality, the boy's powerful kicks were shaking everything. He had mixed his Kung Fu strength with his football skills. The coach realized this was the perfect moment to face their strongest opponents. If they won the next game, they'd qualify for the international tournament. What they didn't expect was that the opposing team had their own secret, though they looked clumsy. Each player was also a Kung Fu expert. Soon, the match turned into a wild fight. Players stopped playing football and began using martial arts. It wasn't long before Moto's clothes were torn in the chaos. There were kicks, flips, and even props flying everywhere. One after another, the players were knocked off the pitch. Confusion filled the field from every direction. The coach, angry, lifted the Kung Fu boy and said, "Now show them what you're made of." But he was shocked to see that his team had already surrendered. Instead of a white flag, someone had raised an opponent's underpants. The embarrassment didn't stop there. They had to wear those underpants on their heads. The team had never felt so humiliated in their lives. Tears rolled down their faces from the shame. The Kung Fu boy closed his eyes and sensed his team's spirit returning. One by one, the players stood back up in their stances. The match resumed, but this time, everything had changed. They moved like warriors, not just players. Weapons broke in midair before touching them. Their fighting spirit had awakened from a painful past loss. Each of them showed off incredible moves on the field. But even with all that skill, they couldn't score a single goal. Then, something unexpected happened. The opposing team panicked and ran away. Soon came the day of the final game. The golden trophy stood at the center, sparkling in the light. As the match kicked off, the players gave their best. The Kung Fu boy kicked with full force, but the goalie stopped it with one hand. Instead of passing it, he tossed the ball back and said, "Give it another try." The boy kicked harder, but the goalie laughed. Now determined, the boy unleashed his most powerful shot. The kick was so strong that it cracked the ground. Still, the goalkeeper caught it effortlessly like it weighed nothing. His strikes were powerful enough to crush boulders, but the opposing team didn't flinch. They matched his strength. One of their kicks was so fierce it injured their own goalie. Even with the injury, he stood up and kept going. Then, the other team made their boldest move yet. The ball flew like a missile toward the goal. Their goalkeeper blocked it, but he was badly hurt. He had to leave the game immediately. Every substitute goalkeeper that came in got injured too. Eventually, they had no choice but to put a girl on the field dressed like a boy. She had one big challenge: she was blind. She could barely find her way across the field. A teammate quietly told her she was guarding the wrong goal. The opposing team fired another strong shot at her. Everyone assumed she wouldn't stop it in time, but she blocked the ball with surprising ease. Then she began pulling off impressive football tricks. The crowd couldn't believe what they were seeing.